session, it's where we talk to my son who crossed in 2010. And he comes through via my friend and channel, Marty McRae, to give us messages from the other side. If you watched last session, you'll know it was really powerful. So I'm not going to wait too much longer to bring Marty in. In fact, I'll do that right now. And we will get started. And we want to see what Robbie has to say. Hi, Marty.
Hey.
Boy, last episode was really something.
Yeah.
So let's get right into it. If you don't mind, I'll remind everybody again that if you want a reading from Marty, her contact information is posted at the end of the video, along with my website and my book. So Marty, go ahead, take your time and see if you can contact Robbie.
Yep.
I'll remind the audience that this process for Marty takes about 3 to 5 minutes. And so I will edit that out. Go ahead, Marty.
Okay. Okay.
Hi, Robbie.
Hey, Mama. How are you? How are you?
Well, I'm good. It's been quite a week after we posted our last session with the council. That took us all by surprise, but what a beautiful message and a wonderful surprise. So thank you for being the facilitator on that.
No problem. So it was really it was pretty cool. It was really different than what I thought was going to happen. It was really, really different. So I just want to say on behalf of everyone over here, thanks for being patient and listening to that. I mean, because it's a lot. It's like a lot for a person's brain to absorb.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know. If I would have heard that stuff when I was in a human body, it's kind of scary and it's kind of freaky, and but it's amazing. It's amazing and it's all true, and that's what I think is so cool is about. I mean, if there's something cool about being dead, it's that, I get to be here, and yeah, it's pretty cool.
So let me ask you, and I know you might have some things that you want to talk about too, but I want to go back, if we can, and talk about when you first crossed. Can we do that?
Yeah, you know what? That's okay. So that's kind of mind-blowing. Wow. So no, that's exactly one of the things I want to talk about. But I guess by you saying that, I'm going to butt in here and just tell you who's in the audience.
Okay.
Over on this side, on my side.
Okay.
I've got families. This is all families who suffered the suicide or accidental death of a loved one. Parents who lost their kids early. Kids who lost their parents. I mean, all kinds of terrible situations that happened on Earth. And over here, we want to talk today about that grieving, about
that was what I was going to ask you about.
That's cool. That's really cool. Okay. Yeah. So that they wanted to talk about that, and they're all here. We've got families, all these family groups in the audience, and maybe they want to say something or chime in, but I know they're all here to support the energy of kindness is what I'm being told. Kindness is what they want to talk about. When you lose a loved one tragically, suddenly and or tragically, what that feels like and how do you get through it, and
well, and how you feel, because this tragedy happened to you. I'm just curious if you know about when that realization came over you. When did you realize, oh, I understand all this? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty quickly.
Okay.
Pretty quickly. Yeah, I mean, you just are, I'll tell you what, there's a level of pain that's right here a lot as a human that I had anyway, like worrying about other people, worrying about my friends, worrying about my family. That's just gone. No more worries.
Hmm.
So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, yeah, and then it's like you're just become the best version of yourself that you could be, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Hmm.
Um, like just so peaceful. Peace. It sounds so cliche or corny, right? But it just feels really really peaceful. You don't have any worries anymore, and then it's almost like this. It's like I think this is the best way to describe it, and I'm looking out into the audience here, and they're all like, "Yes." So it's like someone unwound your brain, right? You're not so uptight and worried about everything. Once you get rid of the human worries and the human stresses,
Hmm.
oh my God, your brain can think clearly. Imagine that.
Mm.
You can just see things for really what they are. You can see things for like you can see all sides of a situation. So that's really, really cool. Um, I like that. I like being able to really see and feel all sides of a situation. And that's really difficult to do when you're in a human body.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, there's a whole lot of lessons in that, right? There's a whole lot of lessons of um, cut yourself some slack. You're a human. You're not ever going to be able to see things clearly in a human body because there's too much noise, there's too much emotion, there's too much. It's a hard thing to be able to master your emotions
Hmm.
so that you don't feel them. I mean, come on, that's not going to happen.
No, we're not.
So it's it's yeah, I think
Well, and I don't think we're supposed to here. I think we're supposed to be aware of them and try to work on them constantly, but we're human. Or I think we're human for a reason.
yeah, I mean, the plus side of being a human in a human body is all the good stuff I've already said about, like, the physicality and enjoying your food and enjoying your physicality. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you're just enjoying your body
Yeah.
and being in the physical world. That's a cool thing.
But let's go back to what you wanted to talk about. And you wanted to talk about then what happens to us as parents or children when we go through that grief and probably when we can't come out of it. Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, mom, okay, seriously, this is like, um, one of the key things that the people over here, the sons and daughters here especially, want to tell their parents, um, they're fine, they're safe, it's okay. um, they're We're all waiting for you guys to come over, so we'll be here. um, we do hear you when you pray, we hear you when you talk about us, we tune in. And don't stay stuck in the grief. Don't stay stuck in the, um, you know, I wasn't a parent in this life, uh, but I can understand the feeling of that's my child. They died. I mean, what the heck? That's not what anyone, you don't raise your child all your life and work on it and then all of a sudden it's just gone. I can't even imagine what that feels like. Well, I can. I felt it through you.
Mm.
It's just the pain of that. It reverberates, and you could get stuck in a pain cycle.
Hmm.
It's like we can see your emotions from up here. We can full on see your little sad cloud hanging over your head or your hurting heart, like that. So those intense grief and pain and shock emotions, it really We mourn with you. We're crying with you when you cry. And so know that, really know it and understand it. And so that maybe that can help you to get past it because we can get really sucked into we worry about you. I mean, we're worried about our people that we left behind. We're worried about our families.
Hmm.
So it's maybe not the best connection to be over focusing on your child's death. And I don't know. I have to approach it really carefully because I don't want to hurt anyone anymore or make anyone's bring up painful memories for people. But it's almost like this. It's like you got to dig in and reach the bottom of it and rely on your people around you, right? If you have a therapist or you have a husband or a wife or your daughter or your sister or brother, someone that can go, "Hey, you're kind of taking it over the edge.
Yeah.
Let's pull back. Let's get back involved in life." You got to live your lives. You got to go on. Life goes on.
Well, with you, because you have been amazing in helping me heal from grief because of our connection. So
Mm,
I know that you're right there. I know that you're doing fine. I know you're surrounded by love. I know whenever I need you, I call on you, and that helps tremendously. But that again is one of the reasons I think Marty and I are doing these videos is to show people that life goes on. It's a little different, but it continues, and we will all be together again one day.
yeah,
And to know that, not just believe it, but to know it helps you get out of that grief depth, if you will.
you're right. You're so right. I mean, that's what this is all about. It's learning that life is eternal, it is forever. And the love that you create between each other, that bond is never broken.
Mhm.
So when when you're feeling really down, because it's not linear. Grieving is not linear. Sadness, it's like you're not just gonna, I don't know. It's like time in your world is so linear, and so then we do this and then we do that. I mean, that's not how life really is. That time is an artificial thing. So over here, there's no time. There's just love. There's just concern for, oh, our loved ones are hurting. And I don't know, distracting is maybe the wrong word, but all of us have things that we have to do over here, and this isn't some lecture about so don't distract us. I don't, but it sounds a little harsh, but that's kind of true. We have things that we need to do over here on this side to fulfill our soul's journey. We have things that we're working on, and dang, I mean, it's
Yeah, and if we weigh you down with our grief unintentionally,
yeah,
then I think some of your attention is turned to us. So, Robbie, if you or the audience would have some words of comfort, of hope, of helping people to heal from their grief, is that what they wanted to talk about today, or
yeah, yeah. I
what
mean,
would they say, or what would you say?
that life is eternal, that you will see your son or daughter again. You will. You'll see your loved one again. We'll be right here for you right when you cross over, when you close your eyes for the final time. We're right here. We're with you. And there's going to be a party for you when you come over. I mean, that's like tradition. That's what everyone does. And um, it's, it's, I can't, we haven't talked about it a lot, but family is forever. And some of you might be thinking, "Oh, great," because our family are our greatest teachers, and I guess soul agreements. I'm being shown in the audience here. talk about soul agreements. So, uh, since our souls are eternal, we don't all have to come back and reincarnate and be in bodies on the earth. We don't have to do that. You can if you want to. It's a really fast, amped up way, right, to um, learn your lessons in a
Hmm.
physical body.
Hmm.
But there are people who just don't because they're like, I've had enough of the earthly realm. I want to stay over here. And you can learn your lessons here, and you have classes that you can go to, and you always have aspects of your soul that you're working on. But, you know, soul agreements is what I'm being told to explain. So you and your family group, there can be about 25 in your family group.
Your soul family.
Yeah. And you guys all, it's all your choice together with God, um, or who the creator, source, etc.
Hmm.
You have advisors, and those folks will put you on the right path, or you talk to them. It's like going to your college counselor, right? Your counselor in high school that's like, where do you want to go next? And so like that. Um,
So when you come back after you pass and you reunite with your soul family, you realize that you have all chosen to play certain parts during certain incarnations to help each other grow or learn a lesson. Is that what you're saying?
exactly. Exactly.
So that when you say family is forever, that's what you're talking about, our soul family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there, you know what? Here's something else. You can be reincarnated, into your family on earth, and you could have the feeling, because this comes up quite a bit and it's been coming up quite a bit lately. I don't, okay, I don't really know why, but it's coming up quite a bit that people can feel like, I don't know these people. I've not been in a family with them before. That's happening more and more.
Mm.
And I don't really know why that's happening, to tell you the truth. I know it's just happening, and there's a lot of people who feel like, I never met these people. I don't have an agreement with you. However, yes, you did.
Ah.
That's what I'm saying. It's there's things that we don't remember, and there's a reason why. There's always a reason why things happen. It's the universe is not. It's funny. The universe is such a paradox. It's not as random as you think. Neither is it as specific as you think.
Mm.
It's always shifting, and both those things can be true.
Wow, that's interesting.
So yeah, it's a trip because to me, that's like, what? That doesn't really make sense. But um, it, it's the truth.
So let's look into the audience, Robbie. Do they want to shoot you something to say? Do they want to speak? Do they want to, since
So
they're not here?
they're just sending their love, and they just want to reassure the parents, especially. This is for grieving parents, that it's really okay. And everyone over here is working a lot to try to communicate back with their parents, but it takes a lot of time and effort. And
And I think the parents need to be open to receive the messages, right?
sure, this this emotion that I'm feeling and I'm being told to talk about, it's oh, it's a yearning, that yearning feeling that parents get in their heart, that can really quickly be overwhelming and turn into extreme anxiety and fear.
Hmm.
Um, you've got to find somebody, a trusted person, a trusted counselor, someone that you can really trust and tell when you're feeling overwhelmed and in that that certain one feeling. It's very, very unique. It's very specific to parents who are grieving the loss of a child.
Okay.
Um, the fear, it can, the fear, everything can sort of multiply on itself if you let it. You
Hmm.
can get lost in a downward spiral of, I should have done this. I could have done that. Why did I let him do this? Why did I let her do that? I just that constant replay and spiraling,
Hmm.
you can get stuck in that.
Yeah. Coulda, shoulda,
And
woulda. But when you get over there, you understand why all that transpired, and it
yeah,
transpired probably just the way it was supposed to. But for us here, especially parents, that's hard to understand, especially early on in our grief. But
yeah,
the other thing too, Robbie, is and you've been wonderful at this again. So, I've been told that, when we talk to our children in spirit, talk to them as if they were standing here alongside of us. Still laugh, still carry on, still share your life with them. Don't just get stuck in that last moment of their passing, because you still are a part of our lives, right? From that side.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, for sure. I mean, yeah, that's why, if you just talk with your kids like they are still around you and you include them in everything you're doing and all of that, that's really, really important. Um,
And you'll be there.
yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, no one wants to miss anything over here. And okay, and that's something cool. I'm being told, say that. So that's that's something funny. Don't think that we would miss something. Don't think it's even possible for us to miss anything. I mean, we're
Oh,
not missing anything. So it's almost like because there is no time over here, we've got little tricks that we can do. Okay, like little, if we say we maybe did almost miss something, we're just not going to miss it because we can always, it's like you have your remote and you can press fast forward and rewind.
yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
your time happens all at the same time.
we
And
could do
that's
that.
probably another reason why our loved ones can be in more than one place at a time, because somebody says, well, I don't want to talk to Robbie because I think I'm taking him away from you. No, you're not.
No.
Robbie can be in multiple places at the same time.
Yeah, no, it's really true. I mean, you can, yeah, that's what I like. I think that's super cool.
Yeah.
Like, you can be here and you can be there and you can be doing something else at the same time. You can't get spread too thin, but honestly, I mean, it's not an issue. Don't worry. It's like, I guess what all these people over here want to say is relax. Just relax. When you start getting those feelings, remind yourself, we're here, we're watching you, we really are with you. If we were there physically, we'd be hugging you, we'd be comforting you.
Yeah.
So you just have to know that you're not alone. You're never alone. Never.
And so you say you're with us, and I have had so many wonderful dreams, Robbie, where you come into my dreams, and I know we've been together because it's more than a dream. It's extremely vivid. So can you talk about that, or how often you can, or how we can prepare the way for you to visit us in our dreams?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. Wow. So preparing the way. What opens you up more than anything, and I already talked about this before, was meditation. And yeah, I mean, no, I did not meditate, okay?
Oh, you didn't.
But I mean, I thought about it. I tried. It's easy. It's way easier than what people think. If you can only just take a few minutes, like every day,
Uh-huh.
and meditate, what that is, well, you've probably already heard this. A lot of people have heard that saying, but you know about the difference between prayer and meditation. Uh, Prayer is when you're talking to God, and communicating with God proactively. That's praying. And meditation is when you're sitting back waiting for the answers.
Mm.
You're listening.
Yeah. So
You're,
quiet yourself, quiet your mind.
it's just quieting your mind. And, it really goes with that process of grieving. If you catch yourself, you're like, it's a feeling that you have right here, like a lump in your throat, like you're going to cry, or a tightness in your chest, or, your shoulders are up around your ears because you're all stressed out.
Mhm.
Relax. I mean, it's as simple as that. If you can relax, take a breath,
Just let it happen organically, kind of.
sit back, that's when all the things will come into you.
Okay. Well,
So
and try to raise up out of grief, I think, right? I have heard that grief can actually block our communication from our loved ones on the other side.
for sure. Yeah, because it's that emotion. Because here's how we communicate. Newsflash, it's emotion. It's through emotion. It's through songs. It's through signs, like butterflies or symbols, or, you start noticing. We'll draw your attention to notice different things.
Hmm.
And so when you notice stuff, it's, I mean, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be us because we're working on it to try to remind you that we're always there. We're
Yeah.
always there.
Yeah. I know you do a wonderful job for me, and I thank you for that. So it is
Oh,
possible, and anybody who's open to it and cultivates that can have pretty much the same relationship that you and I still have. And, our relationship now is what keeps me going. So
oh,
I encourage any parent who's watching this now, or any child who's lost a loved one, or their parents, just stand in love, stand in hope, and be patient, and it'll happen. And Robbie, I want to say that the timing of this is probably really important, because we here on Earth are coming into our holiday season soon,
right.
and it can be a very tough time for that. It seems to magnify that lost the loss and that empty seat at the table. So
Yeah.
I think your timing on this was excellent. So we're going to have to wrap it up here. But is there anything else that you want to say to finish this?
Um, just really want to communicate to receive. It's all about receiving, which is, it's sort of it's the opposite of what you're doing when you're grieving hard, or you're crying hard, or you're deep in sorrow. You're pulling in, and you're inside, and that's pulling in. So you have to, in those moments, remember this. Remember to, okay, okay, open up, just release, open up, let it go.
Mm-hmm.
That you have to be in the posture of receiving, open to receive
Mm-hmm.
what the other side has to bring in for you. And you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. You'll notice something that you didn't notice before, or you hear something, or a song will come on, or you turn on the TV. Electronics are great because we can dink around with that.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us are better than others, but you know, it's like that's a thing, right? That's a thing that can be done. And but to have it happen, you have to be in that mode of like relax,
Mm-hmm.
receive.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. It's really hard to do. It
Yeah.
really, it could be really hard to do. But how about this? How about try to make it easy to do? It's just a matter of reprogramming your mind and your feelings
Yeah.
to catching yourself in the moment.
Yeah.
And the more times you can do that, the more times you make it a habit. That's a habit then.
Yeah. But I'm going to add this for parents, because I go through it still. When we're not talking about, don't honor those sad feelings. We all get them, and we all have to process them. So
Yes.
honor them, process, have that good cry, let it out.
Yeah.
Don't hold it down. My sad moments are fewer and longer in between, but I still have them too. But
Yeah.
I honor those feelings. I just try not to stay there. That's the difference.
That's it. No, you're so right. Mom, that's amazing. No, that you nailed it. Nailed it. It's like yes, a spiral. I mean, what I've seen over here is everything, almost everything in the universe has a pattern to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so our emotions have a pattern, and you can even see it. You know, I love seeing patterns and stuff. I mean, it's cool. And so when you're in it, it's, you know, wound up tight, but and then you release, and then you think, okay, and it can spread out, right? You can have a bigger spiral going up, like
Ah,
as years go by and time goes by, it's maybe fewer and far between that you have those really intense, I really miss my person
yeah, yeah.
sessions.
Mm-hmm.
But you may still have them like they just died yesterday.
Yeah,
So don't be hard on yourself for that. There's no should about this.
no,
It's just because it takes as long as it takes, and you may be grieving the rest of your life in some form or another. That's the hard truth. You'll never be the same, but what you will be and what you can be is you can grow into a new relationship with your person on the other side. And
exactly.
it won't be the same, but it could be even better in some ways. Um,
Like us.
oh, nah, I mean, it was great in life too.
It was. It was.
Fun.
We
There were
had
no,
we had a
there
good.
were no issues as far as you know.
Nah, we.
So, no, it was great. It's always been great,
Yeah,
and
but
it
that's
will.
the thing, because to know that you can still have a relationship, that they're still a part of your life, and you, in fact, can still be a part of their life.
Yep.
So, okay, Robbie. Well, that was amazing. I want to extend my thanks to you and to your audience for coming. Um, and I just want to tell you that I love you. I thank you for doing this,
Love you too.
and we'll talk again next week.
Okay.
Okay, honey. Let my friend back.
Ah. Okay. Bye, mom.
Bye, honey. And Marty tells me when she comes back out and their consciousness passes, they literally are high-fiving and hugging and talking. And sometimes Robbie detains her a little bit, so I have to move him along. Robbie, let my friend come back. You guys can talk later. And I think she's coming now. Are you with us, Marty? There she comes. Well, that was a good session, and I think it was appropriate for this time of year. I hope for those who are watching this that have experienced grief and the loss of a loved one, that this somehow helps you understand what it is we all go through, but more importantly, how you can heal from that. So, Marty, it was beautiful. It was just a beautiful session.
Good, good.
So, do you have anything to add that you saw, or anything for our audience?
Um, no, I mean there was just a really big crowd there. That's pretty cool. And all different types of people and families. So family to me felt like family was a theme.
Family night.
Yeah, yeah. Really, really interesting.
Okay. Well, I'll leave you with that. And until next time, have a blessed day. Bye.
Bye.